The Culture, with Seven Mitchell, Battle Rap Debate Podcast, on T7M Radio. T7M Radio. Exclusive interview.
Alright, yo, T7M Radio, man. This is The Culture with Seven Mitchell. I got a special guest joining me from the west side of things, man, coming off of a dope talked about battle, Queen of the Ring Evolution 3 versus Toni Blanco. We got the girl RX.
That's right. What's good, man?
Salute. Appreciate you calling up, man.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you reaching out and everything about the event and the battle. You know, it's all love. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you already know, man. We got to get into this. Well, first of all, congratulations, because from some of the artists that was on the card as well as the streets, people were pretty impressed by your performance. This wasn't your first time on the Queen of the Ring platform. This was your second?
Yes, this was my second battle on Queen of the Ring. My very first battle that I ever had was on Queen of the Ring on the sparring session in LA, and that was a few years ago. So, you know, to make it to New York and do a good job and everything isn't a long way coming, but, you know, it's all good. No doubt.
Now, take me back, RX, and the listeners, take us back to, I guess, when you was just about to leave Cali to make that trip to New York for Evolution 3. Like, what was your mindset? Because Evolution 2 was on the west side. Now this one was in New York. So what was your mindset coming to the East Coast?
Oh, man, it wasn't really that real to me at first. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh, I'm finna get on this plane and just go to New York. But it wasn't until I was literally like off the plane, that's when all the emotions hit me. That's when I realized, like, oh shit, I'm in New York. I see all these like exotic people, they're speaking Spanish to me and everything, and I'm just like, oh man, like this is like real life New York right now. Like, this is crazy.
Right.
And you know, because coming into it, I wasn't really thinking about it that much. I was just, you know, I don't know. My mind was just like a lot of different places and just trying to go over my bars and make sure, you know, I got everything packed and stuff and making sure, you know, I'm good. But once I got off the plane, that was like, oh, this is real. Like, I'm about to battle in New York, like all Queen of the Ring, like tomorrow. It's crazy. So it was real dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so dope.
That's what's up, man. T7M Radio, we got the girl RX on the line. So you was locked in versus Toni Blanco. Even before the battle, what was your impression on your opponent?
Okay, I first seen her when she had her 2 battles on Queen of the Ring. And I liked her. Like, right when I first saw her, I just saw that she had like a lot of like star potential. Like, I just really liked her style. And, you know, it wasn't anything negative, you know, from me to her. It was always, you know, positive. I really, really liked her style and stuff. And that's why when Debo hit me up about the card, he was asking me like, who would I battle? And she was the first person that I named. I was like, oh, I like Toni Blanco a lot. Okay. And then I liked Pash Porter. So he was able to get, you know, me the Toni Blanco battle. So I thought that, you know, that was real dope. That, you know, I saw her and I liked her a lot. And I wanted to battle her, like, initially. So, you know, it all came together real good.
Okay. Now, take the streets into the battle. Of course, we want the footage to drop, but kind of give us some insight round for round, starting with round 1. How you thought round 1 went between you and Blanco? How would you call that round?
Well, it's funny because like, I saw that she was like kind of nervous going into the battle. Okay. And, you know, I heard her say that she wanted to go first. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna go first. So I just wanted to kind of throw her off a little bit. And that's when they were like, no, we're gonna flip a coin. And I was like, all right, fine then, flip the coin. Okay. And then they flipped the coin and she called heads, but it landed on tails. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go first. So I low-key like started rapping and they was like, hold up, like, you know, we need to introduce y'all, this and that. So they did like the introductions and everything, and the crowd was showing me love. I didn't expect like the Brooklyn crowd to show me that much love, because I've always heard that is real biased in New York, and like if you're in Brooklyn going against somebody that's from Brooklyn, like don't expect crowd reaction. Like this is what people told me, okay? So that's what was in my mind, like, oh man. But when I had introduced myself, everybody was cheering and stuff, you know, they were showing love. So I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, that's what's up.
Now wait a minute.
So
wait a minute, Alex, because I gotta ask you this, because you talked about pressure. Do you think that it was more, you think that Toni felt more pressure by being a home game than the pressure that you felt being on the road?
I don't think that she was that prepared. So I think that the pressure on her was a lot more, because she's probably, I don't know what she's thinking, but I would assume that she's thinking like, oh shit, like I'm up over here in front of my people in my hood. I don't want to, you know, lose this battle right now. And she just wasn't prepared for the battle. Like I was like very prepared for the battle. So maybe she was more nervous than I was, but I feel like she didn't really have that much to prove. I had more to prove than her. So I had to get the dub by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like these is her friends. They gonna cheer for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she doesn't have to work as hard as I have to work to get crowd reaction, basically. That's how I look at it.
So we're gonna put it out there right here on T7M Radio. In your opinion, there is no New York bias when it comes to the West? You didn't feel that way?
Okay, no, I didn't feel that way. I thought that it was going to be that way going into it, but honestly, it wasn't. I don't feel like the crowd was biased. I feel like they showed me love. They showed her love, and I feel like it was a good battle overall. Okay. Even though, you know, she didn't really have a third round and, you know, et cetera, but, you know, like, I feel like we both received love from the crowd.
Wait a minute. So let's go back. We got to rewind. So she didn't have a third round?
Yeah, I was going to get to that, you know, round for round, but yeah.
Let's go back to the first. Let's go back to the first. Okay, so let's go back to the first round.
Like, yo, back to your original question about the first round. Yeah, so I went first, and I'm rapping, and low-key, like, the crowd, I didn't hear, they weren't vocal in how they were receiving my bars in my first round, so I felt like they wasn't fucking with me. Okay. So I'm like, oh man, like my bars is tight. Like, why ain't nobody reacting? So, you know, I spent my first round, and honestly, my first round was my lightest round. I wrote my rounds like that intentionally to have like the beginning to be more of me like talking and making a statement, and then start turning up towards like the second half of my first round, and then second round and third round turn up, you know, even more. Okay. So I wrote it like that, you know, intentionally. But my first round, I just didn't really feel like it was, people didn't really, you know, make noise for it that much like I expected. But it was okay. You know, I got through my round, and that was that. And then she went for her first round, and TONI BLANCO always has a dope first round. Like she always does. So I knew her first round was going to be crazy. So she went, and she had some fire. Like she had like a very, very good first round. Okay. I feel like my material was better than hers, but she delivered it very well, and the crowd was going crazy off of like most of her shit. I felt like it was real simple stuff though, but you know, like I said, she in Brooklyn, the people are from Brooklyn, those are her people, they gonna cheer for her, whatever. So they cheered for her like her first round, and you know, she might have even edged the first round, to be honest. Like she might have edged that first round just off energy alone. But so the second round come around, and that's when I was like, oh hell no, like I gotta top whatever she just said right now. Like I gotta really go in on it. So that's like second round, you know, I turned up, and everybody was going, my second round was so crazy, but like the content, you know, not to give away too much, like I started out with like a 5%er scheme or whatever, and cause she had some 5%er bars in her last battle. It was like a one rounder that she had, and I've always wanted to do like 5% bars, but I can't do that in Cali because nobody out here really is up on game with 5% and stuff like that, but I'm into all that. Right. So I knew I couldn't do that in California. So when I was going to New York, I knew like, oh man, this would be perfect. Like I gotta have like the 5% stuff or whatever. So I mixed that in with like, you know, like some real like haymaker bars, like some real dope stuff, and the crowd received it very well. And then from there I went into like this like Hindu bars. And that right there was like dope as fuck, and everybody fucked with it. So it was like a gamble, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't know if people are gonna know what this stuff is and if they're gonna react. But everybody was reacting. They knew what I was talking about. So that right there was like super dope. And then I ended it off with like, you know, I'm Mexican, so like her last name is like Blanco. So I had to, you know, speak up on that. So I ended it off with like some Spanish bars, like some like cartel bars. And everybody was fucking with that too. So my second round was like fire. Like the crowd fucked with it. It all just came together so well. And by this point, you know, she got to go on her second round. And I could see that she just like the pressure is just on her at this point. So, because she knows she got to top what I just said. But she was like, she had an okay second round, but she was like stumbling and like her material just wasn't that good. It was like a lot of like dry spots. And I don't feel like she got the second round at all. Like a lot of people said the same thing. Like she didn't get that second round. I for sure got the second round. Like if she edged the first round, then that would be like the only round that was even close. And then, you know, my third round came up, and like my third round was just deadly. Like it was more personal as well. So I could tell she was like getting real upset about some of the things that I was saying.
Okay.
And and you know, I knew it was gonna rattle her a little bit. And yeah, that's what happened, you know, because like her little slogan or whatever about, you know, don't get personal and all this other shit she be saying, but she's always getting personal with other people. So I had to give her a dose of her own medicine. So that's what I did. And yeah, she was time for her to rap, and she didn't really have a third round. I don't even know how many bars it was. It was maybe like 8 bars, like if that. And she was like choking, and then she just called time. So it was just like, oh wow, that's it. So it was like a letdown, you know, like from her. And that's when I was like, damn, like I should have let her go first. So like overall, like battle wise, like the battle could have ended off with like my third round, and maybe our battle would have more replay value, because I feel like people are kind of like let down by the fact that she didn't have a third round, because she has like a lot of people, like a lot of supporters, and they want to see more from her. They want to see her do good. And a lot of people are real disappointed from what it, you know, seems like to me, that she didn't really have a third round, and then she was online, you know, kind of like bragging about it in a way, like, oh yeah, I didn't have no third round, or I don't need no third round, this and that. So it was just like, man, you know, she got to do better. But overall, I did good. I got the dub. That's what I came for. And, you know, it was lit.
So when you think about it, RX, you kind of walked away with 2 W's. I mean, you got the battle, but then, you know, did you feel like maybe you walked away with a win as well, you know, just with this opportunity going to New York and, you know, just new things, and you going back home for the West, because it was only 2 of you girls from the West, right?
Right. I definitely feel like I got the dub, you know what I'm saying, in the battle, and just overall being able to go to New York and get more fans, and to, you know, meet all the Queen of the Ring girls and new generation of girls, and just to be on the platform in New York, like that says so much, especially coming from the West Coast, because we don't always get those kind of opportunities out here to be able to go to New York and battle. Like the West Coast has been overlooked, honestly, for a very long time, but now I feel like we're getting our just due. And you know, it's dope to go out there and be able to battle and showcase my talent and everything, and it's on the right stage. I feel like Queen of the Ring is like a staple in battle rap, not just female battle rap, but in battle rap overall. Like I know people have like a lot of, you know, things to say right now, and as far as the state of female battle rap, et cetera, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, Queen of the Ring is still a staple in battle rap, and it's still rocking. So to me, you know, it was a great opportunity.
So let me ask you this, because that's a good point that you brought up. What's your opinion on the state of female battle rap? Because a lot of the energy is being kind of thrown at the up-and-coming girls that they're not doing enough, or they just don't have that star quality or that it factor. What's your thoughts on the veterans and their opinion on this?
Well, everybody's going to have their own opinion on it. I see mixed opinions out there every day. Like I can't even log on to Facebook without seeing something about the state of female battle rap and this person's opinion and whatever. But I feel like if you're tuned in to female battle rap, you know that it's not dead. There's females battling like consistently, like on so many different cards. like here on the West Coast, on the East Coast, like wherever else, is females battling everywhere. So female battle rap is not dead. I think that people were just so tuned in to Queen of the Ring, and the Queen of the Ring had its hiatus where they kind of, didn't have no events for a while. And then, like, personal relationships were broken and, different things were happening. Like, I don't know what it was. I'm not on the East Coast. I'm not in, these groups where people are talking about this kind of stuff. I don't know what it was that was happening with Queen of the Ring. But from what I know, females are still battle rapping. So female battle rap is not dead. And then I do see what people are saying where they feel like, oh, these new girls, they not, living up to the hype, or they're not active in the groups and whatever. And I do maybe think that maybe I should be more active in some of these groups. But at the same time, like, I have to protect my energy, and there's a lot of negative energy and a lot of, like, people just engaging in, like, a lot of drama and all this extra stuff in a lot of these groups. Like, I don't get involved with stuff like that. To me, that shit is corny. Like, that's probably costing me fans that are not in the group being chatty and all this. But I don't want those kinds of fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fans that I have, like, I don't have to do all this extra stuff to get more fans. That's how I feel. If people gonna fuck with my battles, they're gonna fuck with my battles. They're gonna fuck with me as a person. They're gonna follow me on social media. They're gonna come out and see me, whatever. I'm not about to, like, do extras to get fans. And I feel like that's what some of the fans want. They want to see you up in groups, going back and forth and doing all this extra stuff. I'm not finna do all that. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm grown. Like, I don't know what kind of time they have on their hands, but I don't have that kind of time on my hands. I'm not finna do that. So, I mean, maybe I should be more active in other ways, but as far as being in these groups and doing extras, like, that's just not me, and I'm not about to dumb myself down to that. So,
I respect it.
That's just what it is.
Definitely respect it. What's your thoughts on female media in battle rap? Like, do you think that eventually we need to get some more female media that's committed to female battle rap? Do you think that's going to help this thing?
I do think that, because to be 100% honest with you, it was supposed to be a few different media outlets that were supposed to interview, like, me personally, like, that were supposed to interview me and, do promo, help me do promo and this and that. People giving me promises, oh yeah, we're gonna call you up on this day at this time. Oh, we're gonna meet up on this day at this time, whatever. And once that time and day comes, this person is nowhere to be found. And these are, like, credible sources that could really help female battle rap and help the girls do promo for the event. And they didn't hold up to their end of the deal. So it comes down to, like, okay, so how are we gonna do our predictions? How are we gonna, do promo and this and that? So I ended up doing a prediction vlog with Finesse, with SO Finesse, and we put that out, and people were talking about it and stuff in a few groups. But it's like, when it comes to the media outlets, I don't feel like they are as dedicated to female battle rap as they are to male battle rap. And I really don't want to make this like a female versus male, oh, the men get treated better. I don't want to turn this into that, but I have to call a spade a spade. Right. And say, whenever it's like a URL event, they're not going to tell Tay-Rock, oh, Tay-Rock, call me up on this day at this time so we could get your promo done, and they not show up. They're going to wait for that phone call from Tay-Rock. Well, hey, how come it's not the same for RX? Like, how come you don't answer your phone when I call you, when you told me to call you on this day at this time so we can get this promo done? Right. So it's, like, kind of unfortunate that happened, but at the same time, we have to, me personally, I don't want to speak for everybody, I can only speak for myself. I need to be more accountable and say, hey, this person ain't fucking with me, I should be finding my own outlet to, get my promo out there and stuff like that. So, it was just like an unfortunate event where people just didn't follow through with what they said that they were going to do for us as far as, like, promo and all that. Right. And it just really taught me a lesson. Like, next time, if somebody tells me that they're going to do something for me and they don't, I'm going to find another way to get it done, like, without that person. Oh. Like, I can't rely on people, because sometimes people get iffy and they say they're going to do something and they don't, and, whatever. So, next time going forward, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing, like, a lot of promos, for my next battles. That's one thing that I learned through all this. And it's honestly kind of hard to do promo when, you know, I work a lot. I have 2 children. Like, I have like personal life stuff going on. And then I have to write, you know, like I be staying up all hours of the night writing. Then I gotta wake up early and go to work. So it's like, oh man, I want to get around to that promo, but I'm so busy. I gotta finish these bars. Oh, I gotta practice. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So next time I'm gonna for sure squeeze that in there, because I see how, you know, it hurts your brand, my personal brand in the long run, that I wasn't doing promo, because people want to see it, but I'm not, you know, producing it, you know, at a high rate for the people. So next time I'm gonna make sure that I do, you know, a lot of promo.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, when it come to Evolution 3 RX, did you get to see the other 3 battles?
Oh yeah, I was there for all the battles.
Okay, what was your thoughts on Miss Miami versus TRS?
That battle was real good. Like, Miami turned up. Like, she had, like, that was like her comeback battle or whatever, and like, and that was a hell of a comeback for her. Like, I can't wait to see what she does next. Like, she did real good. I would even say that she won that battle. And Tia S, like, she's more laid back, but her bars are always like super fire. She be having, you know, little jokes in there and stuff. So she kept the crowd engaged. She kept the crowd entertained. I think that she like stumbled a little bit, or she may have had like a small choke or something in there, but she, you know, she recovered and she did what she was supposed to do in that battle. And, you know, she entertained the crowd. Like, she was real entertaining. So I really like that battle. That's going to be a dope battle on cam. Like, that's going to look real good.
Okay. Also on Evolution 3 went down Torture versus Pash Porter. What was your thoughts on that battle? I heard Torture went off.
Yeah. Torture is like next level, man. Like, she's so dope. Like, I've always liked her. I think that my first time seeing her was versus Cheddar, and ever since then I've just been really tuned into Torture. I really like her a lot, and she turned up like all 3 rounds. Like, she did really, really good. Like, I really liked her performance, her bars, like her delivery. Like, she was just on top of it. Like, she did her thing. And Pash, I really like her also. I think that one of her rounds, she kind of like stumbled or whatever. But other than that, like, Pash turned up. She did her thing. Like, she actually progressed a lot, because I've seen her battles as well that was on Queen of the Ring. Her first 2 battles, and I really liked those battles from her, and that's why I told Debo that I would battle her, you know, on that card, but I ended up getting Toni Blanco, as I stated before. But yeah, she did her thing, man. Like, I really like her a lot. Like, she's progressed a whole lot in battle rap, and I can't wait to see what she does next also. Like, it was a good battle, but I feel like Torture was, you know, she definitely got the dub from that battle.
Okay. Now, things seem to happen in this thing we love called battle rap, and people got to make adjustments. And so Finesse got some extra credit from the streets, because she had to make a pretty major adjustment. Her opponent, I heard, got switched, and she had to lock in with Mulatto Black in the 1 rounder. Is that how it went down?
Yeah. I think that her opponent Cindy, like, you know, something happened with like the health condition or something like that, from what I heard. And right. You know, we really are praying for her and hope that she gets better. You know, positive energy to the queen, Cindy. Yep. Shout out to her. And Finesse was like offered a 1 rounder with Mulatto Black. And Finesse was like, oh, okay, cool. But she already, you know, had her ticket. She was already finna go out there. And she was like, oh, if I go out there, I might as well just take this, you know, other battle. You know, I'm going to have time to, you know, go over, you know, these bars that I'm about to write for her and this and that. So she, you know, she didn't really have the time that she needed to, like, sit down in New York and really, like, go over the bars that she had came up with for Mulatto Black. And, you know, it was like a lot of situations happening behind the scenes with our room situation and getting us situated. It just turned into like driving around all over New York for hours. And those are hours that we could have been using to practice, but we wasn't able to do that because we was, you know, driving around looking for a hotel. So Finesse didn't really have time to like go over her bars like that. And I'm not trying to like make excuses or nothing for her, but this is what happened, you know what I'm saying? So once it was go time, she got up there and, you know, it didn't go the way that she wanted it to go. And then we had Mulatto Black, who turned up like, you know, salute to her. I think that right there was her first battle in a long time.
Right.
And she turned up. Like, she did her thing. And it was a 1-round battle. It was really, really good from Mulatto. Like, she did, like, real good. You know, I wish that Finesse had that time to really, you know, prepare. And she would have done a lot better, but she just didn't have the time to prepare. So, you know, salute to Mulatto. She got the dub.
But, you know, this is why I appreciate SO Finesse, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about, because she really went front line regardless. It was only 2 of you ladies, you know, from the West Coast. She could have just said no, and it could have been just you. So it's really important that that West Coast presence showed up regardless of the results. You know, she was front line. That's Finesse big for you. Yeah, that's how Finesse is. Like, she front line with it. Like, that's her personality. That's her energy. Like, she gonna take any challenge that comes her way. And, you know, salute to her for doing that, because a lot of the girls were saying, like, hey, I never would have took no battle late notice like that. Like, you a gangster for that right there. So, like, you know, taking a battle last minute like that, some people wouldn't do it, but Finesse is one of those people who will do it. So I definitely salute her for that, because if he had offered me somebody else at the last minute, I would have been like, hey, bro, I don't know about all that. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to pull it together, you know, especially after you prepare so much for one person and then they just switch up like that. But, you know, it is what it is, and she's definitely going to learn from that whole situation and take that with her into her next battle and make sure whoever she got next, stay in trouble. That's all I got to say about that one. Like, whoever Finesse battles next, like, it's off with their head, straight up. Talk that shit. Well, RX, I'm not going to hold you. I really appreciate you calling up. You got any projects or anything in the near future you want to let the people know about?
As of right now, I don't really have anything locked in. It's like a lot of battles, you know, just in the talks as of right now. The only thing I know for sure is Queen of the Ring is going to have an event out here in LA in November, and I don't know who my opponent is going to be as of yet, but I know that I will for sure be on that card. And if they have anything else in the summertime in New York, you know, I'll for sure be back out there, you know, ready to come and get another dub. So, you know, that's just what I got, you know, for now. Like, I have other battles, but I'm not 100% sure, you know, when and who those are going to be against. But for sure, you know, West Coast Elite, Queen of the Ring, those are the 2 leagues that I will be on this year, for sure.
No doubt. You got any picks, any choices, personal choices, who you would like to lock in with in November? Do it matter?
Well, Tia S has always been in the scope. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, in my battle, my first round, I kind of took a shot at her and everything.
Okay.
And I really always wanted to battle Tia S. I think that she's so dope. Like, her bars is just always crazy. Like, I like Tia S a lot. And I feel like that would be a perfect battle for LA. Like, I feel like that would be so dope out here. So, you know, hopefully that's who I'm able to battle in November. So that right there would be crazy. Like, that's like one of my favorite battle rappers right now is Tia S. So, yeah, that's who I got in the scope. But, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes.
No doubt. Well, again, man, congratulations on the victory. I appreciate you calling up. Good luck to you. We definitely going to talk again before November. But you be safe, and I definitely appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, and thank you so much for having me on your platform. Many blessings to you and yours.
You already know. Be good.
All right, peace.
Peace. That was the girl RX calling from Cali, Queen of the Ring, Evolution 3 versus Toni Blanco. She did her thing, walked away with a clear W. West Coast is in the building, man. I'm SEVE Mitchell with T7M Radio. Like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Y'all stay safe. We out.
What's good? It's your girl, Miss Lisa, Carolina Zoning. You're now tuned in to T7M Radio, Battle Rap's premier radio network. Yeah.